The 9-month program wasn't just a pause for me, and more importantly for my family. It's what I call the slingshot effect. I've talked a little bit about this. The paradox in the slingshot effect is that it's okay to go backwards if the true goal is to go forward, so long as the tension is properly directed. As the band pulls back, it stores potential energy pending release in the proper direction. Going back to deal with trauma, going back to the drawing board of being a good dad and husband, learning new skills, rebuilding the right way, these are all things that society tells us is slowing us down. It says don't do that. But in actuality, this builds the positive tension needed for a successful launch, stronger than ever before. Valor Farm was this environment for me. It pulled me back so I could reset, get back to the basics, gather momentum, and get ready to launch into a new chapter. Moving forward, there will be a continuing process of turning wounds into wisdom. The real mission has just begun, and it's one I'm determined to carry out with balance, faith, and a focus on what truly matters. I have 4 good reasons sitting right there to be a godly father and husband.
Ironically, when we dropped Derek off at the farm, I was saying, yeah, we're going to go and we're going to drop Derek off so he can heal. He can go through this program. He can have a time to really deal with the trauma and deal with hurt. And little did I know how much this process was for me as well. And that was part of the process of me, of that realization of it. And in that, I guess and linking arms with Ashley as well, because support really matters. And one thing that I didn't expect was the depth of healing that would not only come on a personal level and an interpersonal level, but the Lord has really opened up a community through our church and healed past church hurts, and being able to have more of a holistic realm within our lives, not just in the area of what Derek has dealt with. And it's been a beautiful thing. And one of the verses that has just illuminated for me in this whole process is John 1:18, which says, and in the fullness of him, which is Jesus Christ, in the fullness of him we have received grace upon grace. And that it's God's grace that has not only brought us to this point, but knowing that in him, the grace that he has once given us, he will continue to give us. And I'm just thankful for the healing, but also knowing that this is the starting point of living out that healing. And so thank you for Valor Farm providing the space for that healing to take place.
4 brothers to combat, 5 to suicide, 2 to friendly fire, and 1 to a DUI. And it's affected me tremendously. 2019 was my first suicide attempt. Put a gun in my mouth and pulled the trigger. Guess what happened? It didn't go off. And then the second attempt that I had was back in October. Hit a downfall. I was talking to my dad. I was talking to Jake. And I said I had enough. I got on that tree, drove out to a spot up in New Hampshire, and I put my rope around it, and I went to jump. Guess what happened? Branch broke. Now, I did say something before that, but I'm going to be polite and not use language. But I came here this second go-around extremely a different person, extremely dark. Years of hurt, years of trauma, years of not getting over things, pushing people away. And then I met God. Like I said, baptized January 1st at 11:11. Isaiah 60:22, at the right time, the Lord will make it happen. All those years of why is this happening? Why do I got to deal with this? Isaiah 60:22. He was building me. He was building me up to become who I am today. He is close to the brokenhearted. And he says, I hear you. I see your tears and I hear your prayers. Surely I will heal you. I will give you a new heart, wisdom, patience, love, kindness. You can forgive somebody if they treat you bad. But how many of you can forgive yourself? That was the hard part. How many times do you forgive? 7? No, he said 77. He never stopped. During reboot of this course was the probably most brutal part of my entire life when it comes to change. I reached out to God, reached out to the general, Jake, Greg, everybody here. Everybody here's family. And I came through. I came through a different person to where I can look back and see someone struggling or see someone hurt, and I can say, I'm gonna pray for them. That's a different type of feeling. So I couldn't be more proud of myself for how far I came. And I've hid and lied about a lot of stuff to hide my hurt in the past. But to be able to open out and lay it down, it's life changing.
I want to thank my Dringer. That's warriors in Old Norse. My brothers. We went through struggle and loss. And maybe harder things we had to face than when in service. I would like to thank staff. Jake, I got to thinking about this last night. The reason that I'm here today is one simple act of kindness from that man right there and that man in the cowboy hat and Mrs. Victoria Blaine. Do not doubt who you are. Do not doubt why you're on this earth. It's not for you. We were put here to love God and love our neighbor. And the smallest act of kindness can change the course of someone's life. Semper Invictus.